Welcome back, daddies. Welcome to the Bad Dad Vice podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Physical Education, Jacksonville's best facility for personalized strength and conditioning programs. Over at PE Gym, their personal trainers work to improve your overall strength, mobility, speed, and explosiveness with tailored workouts to make sure every client gets the exact training they need to reach their goals. Visit www.phys-ed-jax.com for more details and to book your first appointment today.
Off the couch.
Let's go.
He's
100% ran out of breath.
Dude,
Oh yeah, we can tell.
but I think you caught a second wind, like 3/4 of the way through. You were huffing and puffing.
Yeah,
but I think you got it on that last quarter mile.
I was starting to really look for the punctuation. It's like, give me a break here.
So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start this off right. Oh, it's time to celebrate because obviously Robo is back. So it is time. This is not what we're talking about, but it's time to party.
Put your hands up, because it's time to talk daycare.
Yeah, I got 30 minutes, so let's run this thing out.
For those people that, for the first time tuners, inners, we're not about to talk daycare at all.
Yeah, dude, what are you doing?
Dude, I was getting.
You
real
didn't have
hot.
any
I was
other
hyped.
clip that was like
We're
clapping or like
No,
or
high energy clips.
Oh, daddy likes.
That would have been better.
Yeah.
That would have been like literally you could have put anything other than let's talk daycare.
But we are excited. Robo's back. The first
Finally.
time back for the true daddies out there that have been listening for a while. They might know. Twins.
Twins, yeah, man.
Twins, Basil.
I've actually been. I've committed to coming twice. Coming. Twins.
Please don't cancel us. Please don't cancel us. That's not what he meant.
Twins. That's how it happens, right?
Yeah.
The guy-
Yeah.
The guy's been off the air for a little while. He's been off the air for a little while. He's lost his touch. Don't cancel him. Give him some time.
I haven't lost anything.
No, he's got his touch.
Yeah, I'm right
He's got more touch than ever.
back in here.
Too good with the touch.
Yeah, like I've committed to showing up to this podcast. I think
go.
twice now.
Yeah.
And both times about 15 minutes before I was supposed to be here.
Hell breaks loose.
Hell breaks loose at the house. Emily's like, "You cannot leave. No shot."
Thou shalt not
Yeah.
pass.
And you are.
But I got a break today because her parents are at the house. They wanted to watch volleyball tonight, and I did not.
And you're 7
Shocker.
weeks in.
7 weeks in, where
Blake and Lively.
Blake and Riley.
I got it right. Yes.
Blake
That's what
and
we've been
Riley.
saying. That's what we've been saying.
That's
for
what
sure.
I said.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it has been an adventure. There has been I'll tell you what. So when we did all this nonsense about guessing how many diapers and all that, it's not even close. Like, you guys gave me a number, and I was like, oh, yeah, all right, I
So
can deal with it.
We're looking at 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Significantly more diapers.
6 weeks.
7 weeks.
7 weeks. So over under. What 500?
Under.
500 diapers.
Honestly, I'm probably over that.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's a lot
Yeah,
of shit.
it's
Yeah,
literally
you probably are.
it's
it
literally
goes down. The number of diapers per day.
Yeah,
goes
the number
down.
of diapers I'm sure will go down eventually, but like the point that we're at is like we had so many boxes of newborn diapers, we used them all and have had to buy them twice.
Is that the number one most surprising part of this whole thing is the quantity of diapers and poop, or is there other things that were more that caught you off guard more?
You can prepare all you want for the lack of sleep, and I don't know how it is with one kid because all I know is twins.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, the lack of sleep is no joke because what sucks is that both of them are on like opposite schedules right now too. So it's like one of them will sleep 8 hours. Riley will sleep 8 hours, man.
She's your
Like,
favorite.
I don't get to. So what Emily and I had
We don't
to
pick
do.
favorites. I get it.
I can't,
We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah. Check Emily's Facebook. You'll see who the favorite is.
Nice.
No, I joke with her about that all the time. I'm like, for the first like 2 weeks, I was like, you realize that you post significantly more pictures of one than you do the other? And I'm not gonna say it because this will be out here forever, and I don't want them to see it one day and be like, Mom, why was I not the favorite?
The one that goes to therapy will know.
I'm gonna be honest. Strack she puts the pictures up of the babies. I mean, I've only seen the babies like twice. I can't just look at pictures and know which one's which. I really do not recognize them
So
yet.
one of them,
So you could fool me. It could be the same baby every time.
one of them looks like me.
Yikes.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a tough teenage
Which
years
is-
for that chick.
which is the one that can eat.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, but she also has like a acid reflux, so she doesn't keep food down very well. So like she'll keep it
So
down.
she's
but
nothing like you.
She spits up a lot.
You keep food down better than anybody I know. She's nothing.
Oh,
like
he
you.
can eat.
Yeah, but I can eat, and she can eat.
But she can't keep
My-
it down. So can she eat if you can't keep it down? Like what's eating if you can't keep it
Well,
down?
she keeps it
An
down,
eating
but
disorder.
it's not like she's like throwing up. She just has really bad spit up because I guess like there's a little flap in their esophagus that close it like over time. They
It's called the epiglottis.
You're such a dork.
Epiglottis, we got a doctor on the podcast.
yeah, jeez. Anyways, the flap
Right. Thank you.
it's not
Now I
it's
get
not
it.
strong enough to like hold all the acidic stuff or I don't know. They explained it to me.
What
I
is
mean,
it?
go ahead.
Oh yeah, if you got a, it's based. I don't know. Yeah,
Come on,
you
tell
basically
us.
you basically knocked it out. You
No,
know,
don't
she's
call
got-
it a
she's
flap.
She got a
Come
weak
on.
flap. She got a
Yeah.
weak flap.
Yeah. So she until she gets like stronger
She's all
muscles.
flop, no flap.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
I could be a doctor.
But I think the number one most surprising thing, and like I've held newborns and stuff like that, but like, you know, you just give them back when you're done, whatever, is that. No neck muscles, man. It is literally, it is a bowling ball on a wet spaghetti noodle, dude. Like the thing just all over the place.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. And like, that's what I keep trying to tell Emily is like, once we get them to where their neck is a little stronger, we'll be able to just like set them down and go do a thing and then go back to them. Right now, you have to try and like hold them while you're doing the thing, and you can't do it.
Can't you just put them in a thing that like they can't move, like a
Like a neck
like something,
brace.
well, like the baby Bajorn or the swing or something like that, where they're strapped in
Say that
and their
again?
heads. Baby Bajorn,
Say it one more time.
Yolk.
Oh my gosh.
baby
Are we, back,
DiGiorno.
are we back at this? I
Oh
did
my
have
gosh.
salmon for dinner tonight. It was delightful.
Yeah, you can put them down into a swing, right? Why can't you
Yeah.
put them in a swing? Let 'em
So
swing.
the apparatuses that we have, the
Apparati.
the apparati that we have, one of them is it's called a mamaru. It's like a motorized swing thing. One of them likes it, one of them doesn't. The baby Bjorns that we have,
You're not saying it right. Where's the J?
they love it, but if nobody is physically bouncing them because they're not strong enough to bounce theirself yet, if nobody's bouncing them, they just start screaming.
It's just a chair.
So you need
Yeah,
an
it's-
automated Bajorn bouncer.
I think I'm going to try and invent one. Yeah,
Sounds like you have a couple of crybabies.
I do.
Oh god.
I have one crybaby for
Dude,
sure.
Kennedy was the worst crying. She like cried all the time, dude. It was awful. It was so hard. But then it goes away.
My
Gets better.
son is now at the point where when I drop him off at daycare, he cries
Ooh.
like every day when I drop him off.
Does that
Last
hurt?
like 2 weeks.
Is
And
that
it's like,
tough?
oh my gosh, dude, you're killing me. Yeah, it's tough.
You gotta go to school. You can't.
I mean, like just like huge cry, not like pout, but like huge scream cry. Yeah.
So big update. How has the how's the health been? How's the dad bod going on?
It's good, man. I'm getting back in shape. I'm really making sure I'm getting
you are.
on this.
You are quite a shape.
What shape are
I'm
you?
making sure I'm eating
Round.
healthier foods and making sure I'm making better choices.
What kind of healthier foods?
What are you like running for office? What are you talking about?
No, so
It's a safe space, bro.
last night I was up with Blake because she's the one that has the reflux and it takes a little bit longer to put her down and stuff. So she woke up for like a midnight feed, which I was just like, ugh. Feeding her, got everything. I was sitting there and I'm like, well, now that you ate, like, I could
watching a baby drink
I was
breast
like,
milk
now that-
made you hungry.
now
God.
that you ate, like, I could
look
kind of
delicious.
eat.
I gotta have some of that.
Yeah,
That looks delicious.
Get in on that.
I could get behind that, and like I'm holding the baby, like trying to get her, like calm her down and get her to sleep. So like I can't make anything. So in between, putting 9-leg NBA parlays in on my phone, I pulled up the Uber Eats app, and I ordered some IHOP, which is not bad. It's just breakfast food.
Some IHOP.
It's just breakfast.
Okay, do you Do you have your phone? Can you pull up? Please pull. I don't want you to like try to remember. I don't want you to like guess or be like. I don't want hyperbole. I want to know exactly what you ordered, including extra sauces.
I don't order extra sauces.
Side of bacon, double the eggs. Let's hear exactly what this order was.
How many flapjacks did you get?
I want to hear this midnight. I want to hear exactly what this midnight order is. And now, for all the dads that are listening, or future dads to be, this is a 7-week hunger strike that's happening right now.
Yeah.
So what do we get from IHOP at midnight?
So I ordered a bacon temptation omelet.
Like, you can't just go scrambled eggs and a fucking piece of toast. You gotta go.
Like you didn't do like a build your own. Like let me get some cheddar cheese with some bacon, 3 eggs. You said I'll take.
That's
the
what's in it.
I'll take the bacon temptation.
Let me get that.
Why would I-
Let me
why
get
would I-
that
why would I-
sexy omelet.
Before, okay,
Why would I go through building my own when it's already built?
okay,
Right. That's like saying, oh, like why don't you just go order a pepperoni pizza? Well, why would I get pepperoni when on the menu they have what's called a meat lovers? I'll just get that instead.
let's see here. You have a temptation omelet. Please, do you have the ingredients?
Yeah, it's just bacon, tomatoes, and cheese.
Okay, bacon, tomatoes, and cheese. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the temptation.
Yeah.
You were tempted by the bacon.
But it's like 6 strips
Right,
of
right.
bacon.
It's way more bacon than if you build your own.
Yeah,
wasn't-
yeah.
Not a lot of
So,
tomato in
He
there.
wasn't tempted by the tomato.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say
So-
tomato? I meant ketchup. Sorry.
So
Go continue.
bacon temptation omelet,
Okay.
side of hash browns with it,
Right,
obviously.
obviously,
Like,
obviously,
it
that's-
comes
that-
with a side.
That one we cannot judge you
That's
for.
classic.
Right.
An additional side of hash browns.
Wait. And that's because just in case Lively wakes up,
Yeah, I got to have an extra snack.
right? Then
Yeah.
you have like and you were planning on fully saving that extra side of hash browns. Right?
Yeah.
The plan was not to
But
eat
then,
it.
yeah, and then it got to a point where I was just like, well, I might as well finish it.
Well, nobody likes cold hash browns.
Yeah, no
We're
one
like,
likes,
hash
no one
browns.
likes, yeah.
Like I'll buy a side of hash browns for tomorrow.
They don't.
morning.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
hungry
yeah.
Then you
tomorrow
realize
morning.
they don't reheat as well.
I ordered
Right.
a side of 3.
Wait, we're not done.
I ordered a side order of 3 eggs.
What the fuck?
How many eggs did you eat?
4 strips of bacon.
Hold on, wait.
and hold on, I'm not done. And then a full stack of pancakes.
Wait
which
a
is
minute.
5
Wait a minute.
pancakes.
Wait a minute. So
What?
the bacon temptation was not
This wasn't tempting enough.
Okay,
I wanted to make an egg scrambler.
so you had an
6 eggs
you
and
had
12 strips of bacon.
let's just recap this: an omelet, a side of hash browns,
Mm-hmm.
another side of hash browns, 3 eggs,
Mm-hmm.
4 strips of bacon,
6.
6 strips of bacon, and a stack of pancakes.
Full stack of pancakes.
What
5 pancakes.
5
5 pancakes. Yeah.
5
dude.
Yeah.
fucking pancakes.
What are you, Matt Stoney? Like, are you a competitive eater?
What are you,
now?
Michael Phelps? You're eating 20,000
Are
calories.
you trying
as
to eat
train for the
one
Olympics?
time so that you don't have to eat for the next week and a half?
Dude, it's cold outside. It's bulking season.
Fucking season.
That makes sense.
Oh my god.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
but you couldn't. There's no way you finished all of it.
Right.
No. I actually, I'm 90% sure I ate it in under 5 minutes. Like,
Wow,
yeah,
dude.
because I put the baby down and then I was asleep within a half an hour.
I gotta be honest. If my phone wasn't like recording us, I'd probably order like that right now.
It sounds good.
It sounds good.
dude.
Yeah,
That
it was
sounds
good.
good.
It
Sounds
hit the
good.
spot, dude.
Proud of you, man.
1 a.m.
That's,
little 1 a.m. breakfast.
The guy that dropped it off go like, "What are you doing?" Like, what did he say?
Did the guy dropping it off think it was for the
No,
whole family?
I leave a note on there that says, "Please don't knock sleeping babies."
Did you go to the front door and then when you open the front door, turn back and go, "The food's here." Hey, family.
Hey, Larry.
And then the guy goes, "Dude, it's
Larry.
3 a.m. I know you ain't fucking feeding your family, dude."
No, but I did actually. That's just one IHOP order. I did this another time. If you really want to see,
He put in 2 IHOP orders. One
Answer the door with a
he
mustache.
put it in order. He put it in order delivered to his house and an order delivered to his neighbor's house, so that they wouldn't think
them both up.
so that he wouldn't think I ordered twice as much food.
well, so what
Hey,
happened was,
sorry, Jeff. Can I grab that bag?
so yesterday morning, I
My
also
flapjacks.
so also a couple nights before that, probably like 2 weeks before that, I ordered IHOP on Uber Eats, which is why I was like, hey, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I could do that again.
right.
I ordered the the breakfast platter, family platter.
Oh my god.
Okay, continue.
I think it's like 8 eggs. It's like something crazy, like 8 eggs.
Yeah.
It felt like
Wait,
40 strips of bacon
To feed a family.
of 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Technically, there
4
is.
sides of hash browns. Nice.
All right,
Nice.
You're getting good at
You're
that.
so healthy.
It's a light beer.
Yeah, you're over here making fun of me, dude.
Okay, so
Empty
so-
calories. At
all right,
least
so
at least
continue.
mine are getting used.
So wait, so neither of those are favorited orders now? You don't have them like favorited, like just one click tap. Give me this. Give me this again.
They are.
Oh, that's
Both-
temptation.
Actually,
favorite.
every order I've put in, I favorite.
Both of them.
So I can just go through.
just-
I look for the restaurant. I have a favorite order at every
just
restaurant.
In case, just in case.
I can't decide which order is my favorite.
Just
Yeah.
in case I
Favorite
can't
all-
remember exactly what proportion of 5,000
I don't
calories I
want
ordered.
to. I don't want to order the wrong number of eggs. I'll be so unsatisfied. Gotta make
It
sure I
won't be
remember.
tempting enough.
I gotta make sure I get 10 eggs, not 8. I'll be so unsatisfied.
Yeah,
Wow.
it wasn't my proudest moment. I'm not saying that by
You
any
did it
means.
twice.
But it's something. This is real.
I
though.
think you should be.
But this
proud.
is
You
real.
ate
I
a
think
lot
people
of
need to
food.
know this, that like you get hungry at midnight in today's day and age, you're going to order 12,000 calories of IHOP. Like this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important
That's-
to
I
know,
mean-
like, how did you feel afterwards? What was did you feel good? Did you feel accomplished? Or did you feel like I'm going to explode?
So as I was placing the order, I was like, oh man, like we've been talking about eating better. Like maybe I'll stick with just like egg. So like the omelet was the last thing I added.
It was an egg.
got
It was an
So-
egg
yeah,
white.
okay, let's walk through that. What was the order of operations by how you ordered this?
So I was like,
Nice.
all right, yeah, let me get 3 eggs and some hash browns and I actually, as I was putting it all in my cart, I realized that like if you order it all a la carte, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So
So it
Really?
So it
Nice,
started.
That's
so
how it started.
So it started like, let's go carnivore diet. 3
Yeah.
eggs, 3 slices of bacon. That'll be
yeah,
enough.
yeah,
And you're like, well, 3 bacon's not enough. Maybe 6 bacon.
maybe 6 bacon.
And I'm not really a carnivore, so let's get hash browns
Got to have some carbs. Got a carbo load
and an omelet.
with
and
a,
flapjacks.
with a side of hash browns.
It's quite tempting.
And then the pancake. I'm a sucker for pancakes, man. Like
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're a sucker for pancakes.
I love.
Was that like you clicked like checkout and it said, wait, one more thing, just hey,
It saw how much food I kept adding, and it was like, hey man, check out this full stack of pancakes.
other people who order IHOP at 1 a.m. do this. Do you want it? And you're like, not really. But you are the international house of pancakes.
Yeah,
So
I
how
can't-
could
How do I not order
Exactly.
pancakes? How do
So
I not
and
order pancakes?
and it started as looking at Taco Bell, so it could have been way worse.
That would have been better.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. Taco Bell, man. I've had many a 1 a.m.s, and it's like you check your bank statement the next morning. It's like $80 at Taco Bell. You're like, what the fuck?
Wait. So you're mad about spending a bunch of money at Taco Bell? Try spending a bunch of money at a fast food place and then falling asleep and leaving it on the porch, which I've done habitually.
and then eating them,
And then eating it the next morning.
I wasn't gonna tell them about that.
Oh, I was there.
Porch crystals.
I'm guilty.
Don't sleep on the porch
If
crystals.
there's one food in the world that you would not want to eat the day after it's been
Crystals,
sitting
yeah.
on the porch, it's Crystal.
100%.
I disagree.
A couple of flapjacks, those probably be pretty good.
Do you think you were drunk and then he saw the babies? He's like, oh, I get it.
No, they didn't see anybody. I told you, I leave a note on the Uber Eats app that says, "Do
that's
not
fair.
knock."
That's fair.
Sleeping babies.
Yeah, I still have that app. I still have that. I order lunch at 1 p.m. I still have that same note. I
Yeah.
leave that note in there.
Yes.
That's forever. Don't
Yeah.
knock. Leave it on
Yeah.
the front porch.
Leave it on the front porch. Sleeping babies. That's
Right.
what I said.
Don't
So
ring the
it's-
doorbell.
Yeah, I don't want any commotion because like my dog also goes crazy when anybody walks up to the door. So like I don't want her to wake him up, and then they'll wake Emily up, and then Emily will see how much I'm eating, and then it just becomes the whole thing.
then she'll want some, and it's like,
Yeah,
no,
it's
no,
like,
really.
well, I
eat
didn't,
it,
I didn't, I
then
didn't
we're
order
gonna
enough
fight.
for 2.
Right.
Now I got to order again.
Are
Yeah.
you now speaking of the sound? Like, are you like vacuuming around the kids and stuff like that? Like, kind of getting them trained to that noise.
Yeah, so we actually like for the most part try to make as much noise as possible around them. Like when they fall asleep, like especially if they fall asleep in the living room, like just go about daily activities, and they really don't budge too much. The only times I've ever seen them like kind of like get startled and do like that kind of thing is I was sitting on the couch with them, and it was like we had just gotten them to fall asleep. It's like 8 o'clock. I'm like, holy cow, finally! And I cracked open soda, a ginger ale.
Good for you.
And I cracked open a ginger ale, woke both of them up instantly.
I thought you were gonna say you farted. Your story would have been
No.
way funnier if you said you farted and it woke one of the kids up.
No. So their shits actually at this point they stink. I thought you guys said they didn't stink.
for a little bit.
That's I'll tell you what, that is kind of great. I mean, like
worse.
Kennedy's like, if they're stinky now, bro, they get I over the past couple weeks have been like on the verge of vomiting, like her poops are so gross.
Yeah, I had to deal with a blowout this morning. So I wake up. I operate better on less sleep than Emily does. So the one that sleeps the best, like, so what we've done and what we've found to work the best with the twins is each one of us kind of goes into a separate room. You take your own baby and like you're in charge of said baby at night, like, and we'll alternate them so that like we can each get some sleep and things like that. So like, but I know for a fact that I operate better on less sleep. Emily has to have sleep in order to function. Plus, she's had throughout this whole process has had like blood pressure things and all kinds of, which I'll get into that in a second. That was the delivery story, crazy story. But so at night, like when I'm with Blake, she wakes up pretty much every 3 to 4 hours, like on the dot, like ready to eat. So it's like I'm up at 6 a.m. So I get her up at 6 a.m. You know, we're going through a little morning routine, like whatever. And I set her down in the little baby Bjorn just to bounce her and kind of rock her back to sleep. And I'm like, what's that smell? Oh my God. And I'm like looking at the dog, like, did you shit in my house?
Yeah.
Did you like, I know I haven't been paying attention, but did you shit in my house?
I always blame the dog.
And Blake just kind of like has this little like, and they just started smiling like this week.
Yeah.
And she's like looking at me with the biggest smile on her face. I'm like, oh man. And I go to pick her up. And as I go to pick her up, hand goes right in it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was gnarly.
I was actually just thinking about this the other day because when Tiff finally goes into labor, does the whole thing, I got 2 weeks off, then going back to work. She's going to be taking 12 weeks off. When she's done with that, that's when I'm going to take my FMLA and stay home for a couple months. So I'm going to get stuck with like the 5-6 month
nasty shit,
nastiness. And it's just going to be 2 months of me just on the verge of vomit for every single day.
I did the stagger, took the second leg, and it wasn't that much different. Like in terms of their coordination, their skill, their the stinkiness of the poop. I think the origin, like the for me, it was like black tar, which was like crazy tough to deal with because it's like your first experience anything, and then it's like a bunch of wetness, and then once it gets solid, it like, to me, that's when it like changed to like, oh, that really smells like poop now.
Yeah.
Like that's like real poop.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
real poop.
Yeah, like the whole black tar phase, I didn't even like have a chance to like be grossed out by it because that was like, so we were in the hospital for an entire week after the C-section because Emily was having some issues. So like what happened was we go in for the scheduled C-section. Jeez. Nikki messed
taking out the whole
Nikki
set.
messed this whole thing up. Like I'm so out of my comfort zone right now. It's insane. So
You're a little irritable. It seems like you haven't gotten much sleep recently.
a little tired.
You're on edge.
Freaking IHOP kept me up last night.
IHOP knocked on the fucking door, woke me up.
This is where you wake up and you go, oh, I don't feel good. I think it was the celery I ate for lunch. I think
We got bad lettuce. I think it's a bad lettuce.
Bad lettuce,
Definitely-
man. Bad
definitely.
lettuce. That's my go-to, man. Yeah, no, you can like get really sick from bad lettuce.
dude.
Like,
I
yeah,
always get bad lettuce.
Stay away from that brown lettuce, man.
Yeah.
That stuff will fuck you up.
So
sorry.
a week in the hospital on those terrible beds and all that nonsense.
oh,
that's-
brutal. Brutal.
You stayed there every night?
Yeah, I mean, my wife was there. What do you mean? My wife and my
Nice.
kids are there.
Abs would have been home for
That
sure.
sucks.
Yeah. So like what happened was on Monday we go in for the scheduled C-section. It was at noon. The whole process only took like 20 minutes. It was wild. Like they called me back at 12:10. They were born at 12:14, 12:16. They kicked me out of the room and set me in the room with the two babies. I'm
How'd
like,
it hike?
I'm like sitting there like, well, what do I do?
Hey, what's
like
up?
waiting on
Alex?
them to come back.
It's on you now.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, kids? I'm your
Yeah.
dad.
I'm like talking to them like, hey, what's up? Like,
You come here often?
yeah.
So what do you think about them Dolphins this year?
Trying to make small talk. And one thing I can say, they haven't seen Florida State lose a game, which is kind of cool.
They saw them
National
get fucked
champions.
out of the playoffs.
Yeah, it is what it is. Haven't lost a game. But so that whole thing happens. Monday night rolls around. Emily can't really move because she just got cut open and all that. So basically, I'm trying to do the diaper changes and figure everything out. Like I told her parents and my parents, like, hey, I want to try and figure out as much as I can right now. I was like, you guys just kind of hang out, enjoy being around them, but like I want to change the diapers, I want to do the stuff so that, you know, for the next couple of weeks while she can't do anything, I can be okay. So Monday night rolls around, it's like 2 a.m. Both babies wake up screaming. Wah! I'm like, oh, geez. And it kind of wakes Emily up, and she's like, hey, like, I feel nauseous. I'm like, all right, yeah, like, you know, I'm looking for a trash can. Like, here, have a trash can. She's like, take care of the baby. I'm like, no. I've known them for 12 hours. I've known you for 12 years. Here's a trash can kind of thing. Like, let them cry. They'll be okay. And so she's, like, kind of, like, out of it. Like, oh, I think I'm going to throw up. And I'm just thinking, oh, she's coming off anesthesia. Like, it happens. I've had a few surgeries, and that's what I throw up every time. So she's looking at me, and she starts, like, chewing on her tongue. And I'm like, dude, are you okay? Like, what's going on?
That's scary.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, like chewing on her tongue. I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm like holding a screaming baby, hit the nurse call button. Like, hey, can somebody come in here and help? Like, my wife's feeling nauseous. She doesn't feel right. Like, something's wrong. They're like, oh, yeah, we're making our rounds. We'll be there in a little bit. So I set one of the babies under the little heat lamp, holding the other one, trying to feed her and do all the things. And Emily's still like sitting over there, kind of like her head's kind of like bobbling around. I'm like, what is going on? So I like walk over to her, screaming baby in my face. At this point, it's been like 10 minutes. No nurse has come in after calling them. So I kind of like grab her shoulder. I'm like, hey, are you all right? And she looks at me and she's like staring right through me, like making eye contact, but like looking at the wall through me. It was like weird. And then immediately her eyes roll into the back of her head. And her head goes straight back onto the bed. And I'm like,
oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit. So, like, luckily, we're right across the hall from the nurses. I literally kicked the door open. I'm like, can somebody fucking help me? Like, this is ridiculous. 2 nurses, 2 doctors come running in. They're like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, I don't know. That's what we're paying you for.
Yeah.
Babies are still screaming. I'm freaking out. I'm, like, getting, like, overstimulated with everything going on. And it's 2 a.m., so, like, I'm also tired,
right.
like, just, like, drained from everything all day long. And they start, like, you know, running all these tests and everything. They're like, oh, my God, like, we need to give her, like, we need to do a blood transfusion, like, now. They, like, ran the numbers and checked, like, her hemoglobin, which I guess, like,
Tell me how much red blood cells do you have?
That's,
and
that's that basketball team.
It helps, like, carry...
Yeah, the
the
human globetrotters.
Yeah.
It's the blood.
Yeah, it like carries oxygen throughout your body or something like that. They were saying.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So they for a normal healthy female, they just said numbers. They're like, hey, normal healthy female is like right around 10. After your procedure, we want you to be around 7. Hers was at 2.8. So she was getting like no oxygen anywhere in her body, which like caused her to faint.
Me and Trey's like, Cardinal's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Cardinal must know that's serious.
Yeah, like to put it
I'm
in,
like, okay,
Yeah.
that's 28%. It's
So
not terrible.
To put it in perspective, one of her friends is like a nurse practitioner, some letters behind her name. She said, I've dealt with cancer patients that have higher hemoglobin numbers.
Yeah.
So
I put it in perspective. It's like you ordered like 3 large cheese pizzas and they didn't bring any pizzas, just a side salad.
I'd die.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like to actually put it in perspective. When we've said that like 6 times.
Yeah, you don't even know
Yeah.
perspective, bro. He's a fucking
You
doctor.
don't even get it, dude.
Like we start transfusing people in the hospital like in the 6s.
Yeah.
Like that's low, and we start giving them blood. Two in the 2s is that's like very, 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 and so 10 is normal for like a normal healthy human.
Yes.
When you're pregnant, your blood supply basically doubles almost. Like so she probably at one point was way higher than that.
Yeah, and they said
So that means that she lost a lot.
Yeah, they said the 7 number was like where they want her to be after the C-section, like after the procedure, because I guess they calculate the blood loss during the procedure or something, which was like, I was like, okay, well, somebody calculated wrong, clearly. I mean, so, but yeah, they like immediately brought in 3 bags of blood, had to do blood like all night long, and then all day Tuesday, it ended up being 6 bags of blood. Damn. And like once they finally like got her a little bit stabilized, it was like, I like looked at her, I'm like, bro, like, you had more of other people's blood in your body than your own at one point. Like, how wild is that?
Do you know what her blood type is?
The one they gave her.
Oh, yeah,
Perfect.
Well, sometimes when you need it, like
Hopefully.
No, I really don't know.
Well, they would have done like a type and screen and all that stuff. But like if you have like in an emergency, they give you O-neg blood, because
That's like the universal one,
yeah.
right?
So if she was that low and they gave her that much blood, if her blood type was different, at that point her blood type becomes O negative for like a certain amount of time. So like it completely changes your actual blood type. It's wild.
Yeah, it was a really scary like process. Like the whole situation was like really, really scary. And like on top of that, like I'm trying to figure out what to do with 2 newborn babies because like obviously she can't get out of bed. So I'm like scrambling around trying to figure stuff out. So, you know, after all that, they finally they get everything situated. You know, Wednesday rolls around. They're like, hey, your levels are staying at good levels at this point. Everything's good. We're going to try and discharge you, you know, this afternoon, let you guys go home. They were like, you've been steady for, it was like 24 hours at that point. You've been steady. Like, we feel okay. So obviously she's hooked up to all these machines and everything. So it's monitoring her blood pressure the whole time. So her blood pressure's, you know, normal. Doctors come in, they discharge the babies. We're like, hey, we're about to get the heck out of here. As they come in to do her discharge paperwork, her blood pressure spikes. And they're like, we need to take another look at this. It was like 165 over 110 or something like that. Like it went way up there.
That's not good.
Where they were like, hey, you're borderline like having a seizure at this point.
Too much blood.
They gave her too much blood.
So so that actually happened for 3 more days. The same scenario, like, and the hospital that we were at has a night nursery. So like, hey, it was cool. Like take them for a couple hours. We can get a couple hours of sleep in. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like they would take
You
them.
got the bill for that yet?
Yeah. Killer insurance.
Okay, good. A little nervous.
I sent Kennedy to the little baby nursery.
Really?
Yeah, they would take him to the little
was
nursery
included.
for like 2
It was
hours.
an all inclusive kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a resort.
Like a Sands?
Yeah, it was like it was like sandals. It was like all inclusive.
So Wednesday after they discharged the babies, I was like, wait a second. So now you're making us stay here an additional night. She has high blood pressure. You know what's not good for high blood pressure? It's probably screaming babies at 2 a.m.
What do you know? You're
And
not a doctor.
IHOP sausage.
I didn't get any IHOP in there.
George
No,
Foreman.
I'll tell you what though, your hospital had a lot of good food options by it. That Baptist South area is
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff right down the road.
You're probably eating good.
Dude, I was worried about my wife dying for 3 days.
You didn't
Bro,
eat? You didn't eat?
bro,
I didn't eat.
How many meals you missed?
Wrong.
In that 3-day period.
bro, you ain't missed a meal.
Did you miss
dude.
one meal of the 9 meals in that 3-day period?
How you gonna help her on an empty stomach? That's exactly what's going through your mind. You said, "How am I gonna take care of these?"
Did
two
you miss
Silence.
a single meal?
Absolute silence.
I could tell you exactly what went through his mind. He said, "How am I supposed to take care of twins and my wife with high blood pressure
If I don't eat.
if I don't have the fuel?"
My
right?
bad.
Let me tell you something. Listen,
Gotta feed
when
the
you
machine.
get on that airplane, what do they say? You put your motherfucking mask on first before you help anybody else with
That's
theirs.
true.
You gotta take care of yourself first, man. I get it. I
Right?
get
And
it.
your body is a temple. you know?
Dude, you're a Ferrari, bro. You're not gonna put regular
That's what I'm
fuel
saying.
in
You
a
don't put
Ferrari.
regular gas into a Ferrari.
I'm
Right?
telling you.
Doesn't matter how fast the car is
flapjack.
if it has
Yeah.
no gas.
Would you feed IHOP to a fucking racehorse
Probably.
No, but you feed a beer.
if it
Probably
made him
think about
faster?
it.
If it
Yeah,
made him,
if it worked.
If it made him faster.
If it was bulking season, probably.
I'd hop over to a Denny's. I don't care.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was the whole week in the hospital was like such a wild experience. And then like we finally get home and they had her on so much like blood pressure medication, trying to regulate her blood pressure and keep everything like within safe ranges, that like she was still exhausted all the time. So it was like the whole first week for sure, like in the hospital, I did a lot of the work, but luckily her parents live here. So like they were there helping us out. My mom came up and my mom helped us out. And now her parents, they live right down the street from us. So like they come over every day when I go to work and they help her out from basically 9 a.m. till whenever they're ready to go.
So you said, I want to go back. You said that you decide, like you've kind of settled on the you take one and I'll take the other. So you're basically like single parents in the night, like trying to take care of the kid. Have either of you gotten to the point where it's like absolutely unbearable breakdown? Like if you don't take this kid, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to bash my head into a wall or what?
We haven't gotten to that point yet. And there's been some pretty bad nights, but I think the splitting up and only necessarily listening for one cry has
Yeah.
made it a little better because we also have the babies in separate rooms too. So it's like if Riley starts crying and Emily's with Riley, I don't hear Riley and I don't hear them go into the living room and whatever she does.
Yeah.
And same with Blake. Like if she starts crying or anything happens, like I go into the living room and I'll sit down with her for a little bit and Emily doesn't hear any of it.
They
So-
sleep. They sleep in separate rooms.
Yes,
Right
dude.
now.
That's
Yeah.
how,
That's
right
what he
now.
just said,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how
Oh,
we have.
really?
Yeah,
Because they're trying
That's,
to. They're trying
that
to,
we're trying to see if that's the best way to attack it.
yeah. So
In
for,
rooms with you guys. You guys sleep in the rooms with them, or
Yeah,
I think for
Yeah.
us, one of the more difficult things was when we didn't have like a guaranteed who was getting up next kind of plan. So if you don't like, if it's like you get up, no, you get up, no, you get up. It's like when I knew I'm gonna take, like I'm not working tomorrow, I'll just take everything the whole night. I'll just do the whole night shift. Or like when I was off for my FMLA or paternity leave, it was easier, I think, from what I remember. Never easy, and I could handle most of it because it was like I knew that like as soon as the cry happened, it was me. Like it's me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it. And then it's like the next day, if you're not working, you can kind of manage that. As soon as they go for their first nap, you're napping you're taking that opportunity. You're napping. Like you don't get to work on any other schedule other than their schedule. So
yeah.
I guess I kind of see how that could work, where it's like you just know, like 100% of the time when that kid cries, like I'm the one that's got to get it.
Yeah.
Nobody else is gonna come grab.
Exactly,
like, nobody else is gonna
and
come.
that's the reason we tried to attack it that way is because like with one kid, it's like, hey, you take this shift, I'll get the next one, like, you know, and you can figure it out together. And it's like, hey, I'm tired, I really need to take a nap, and you can pass the kid off. We can't pass off either one, so it's like you have to just like figure it out with both of them. And like for one person to watch both kids, if they both start freaking out, ain't nobody napping. And like that's what happens a lot, especially in like the mornings. In the mornings, they both start freaking out. So like I have to tell Emily's parents every night, like, hey, my first meeting's at this time. I need to leave the house by this time. So like they try and show up so that I can take a shower, get ready for work, and leave. So it's that I think that's the toughest aspect of like the twin dynamic is like you can't pass the baby off to get a 10-minute nap or 20-minute nap.
Could you
or
imagine
anything.
how much more overwhelming this would be if they weren't around to do all that help?
It'd be impossible.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
would
dude.
without her parents' help, it would literally be impossible.
Like I think we had
Like-
Megan's family in the guest house for the first 5 or 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So right now is when we would have been purely on our own.
Yeah.
It was like that 6, 7, 8, 9 week period.
Mhm.
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's
it's
tough.
without help. Anybody out there, if you're having twins, it ain't possible with just you and your significant other. It ain't possible. I don't care what anybody says. It ain't happening.
Ain't gonna happen.
You need help, like 100%. Like her parents have like helped lighten the load. We're like, they'll come over and as soon as they get there, they'll kind of take charge. They'll take a feeding, put them down for a nap, and Emily will go take a good solid sleep. Sometimes it's just nice for her for her own mental sanity is to like just get away and just like go lay in bed, even if she doesn't sleep. It's just like a resting time for her, which is awesome too.
Yeah.
So that has been the biggest help is having her parents here.
Nice.
Because like without them,
Yeah. I mean,
It's,
how hard could it
definitely wouldn't
how
be-
hard could it be though? You're here doing a podcast.
that's because they're at my house right now.
Right, but this is the third time we tried to get him here, and he canceled the last two. And he's got about 4 more minutes, so he's got to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're pushing
nice.
it, dude.
I just
You're
looked at a
pushing
fake watch in case anybody was wondering. I'm not wearing a watch.
Love
it.
that.
You're pushing it.
I just go for the
Yeah.
vibe. All right, well, good. Well, the girls are doing good.
They're good. They're healthy. They're gaining weight at the right.
Have they got any shots yet? They
Not
don't-
yet. Next appointment is when we give them their shots. Is what they told
The
us.
shots is rough. Well, I don't know. Kennedy's gotten much better at the shots. She like takes the shots now and like doesn't cry or anything, which is like makes me feel like a bitch because I still cry when I get shots. But
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen very many people as terrified of needles as you are.
I had to
hate
get
needles.
well now that I'm a responsible dad, I do get the flu shot. I used to never do it because like I refused to.
I hate needles, but like I'll take a shot. I'll just look away, which is
Okay.
really weird because like I have tattoos, and it's like what's worse than like one needle stabbing you is like 7 of them scraping you. Probably.
I work with needles every single day, and I look away when I get
yeah,
shots.
like I can't look at it. I'll throw up if I look at it.
Yeah, so I got the flu shot. They came to my school and they were giving them to all the teachers, and I went and did it, and I did it in front of all my coworkers, and I was like, They definitely think
Yeah,
I'm a bitch.
I'm the man.
Dude, no, they definitely think I'm a bitch.
Dude, a really shitty one. Tiff gave me my Tdap shot yesterday because you're supposed to get that before the kids come.
Yep.
That thing sucks. I had not had it in a while.
remember
It hurt like a motherfucker.
Every shot I get.
I think
hurts.
Tiff might not know what she's doing because mine didn't hurt.
I don't
Tdap?
think
Yeah.
mine.
I don't
really.
actually remember if mine. I think what I do is like I hype it up, like especially when I was getting like COVID shots. I'm like the guy who's like in the room, and I'm like like just fucking do it. I'm like screaming, like trying to hype myself up, and then it's done. I'm like,
Wait, you literally do that?
yeah,
I did some bicep curls before I went over to get mine.
yeah. I
did some bicep curls.
I really like hype
so
myself
the chick
up.
that was giving me the shots was like, yeah.
Well, let me change that. The shot.
She's like, sir, your biceps are so big it's gonna snap the needle.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
Yeah.
you're going
Oh,
for.
Yeah.
No, let me change. The shot itself didn't hurt. Like the night of and like waking up
Soreness.
this morning. Oh,
Yeah.
I was so sore. I could feel it all the
What-
way up into like
What
my
I've
shoulder.
found is like if I massage it out and like stretch like the next couple hours after I just like do a lot
Yeah.
of stretching,
Like
I don't have like no pain
And like
no sympathy to-
massage it to like
Yeah, like push it, and
spread
whatever.
it to
Yeah.
the
usually,
other.
usually I'm fine. It was just this one. I mean, the tetanus shot was terrible.
Yeah,
I did not feel good today.
and you're an anti-vaxxer, right?
No, I got all the vaccines. I got all the vaccines.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Let's
You're
stir
an
the, stir
anti-vaxxer. You can
the, stir the
laugh.
pot a little bit. I like that.
Jesus
I
Christ.
like that.
Stir it up.
Crazy.
So,
yeah, man, everything's going good. It's going as good as it can go.
and Strack's doing better.
Yeah. She actually just got cleared 3 days ago to like start normal activities and stuff again. So like she was just super excited because part of her like mental like, hey, I just need to get away for a little bit is going to be like going into the garage to work out. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I do the same thing, but I just like
Eat
sit there.
IHOP.
Beer.
I go in the garage to work out too, but there's also a fridge
Before
full of
we-
beer.
Yeah,
out there.
there's a fridge full of beers.
Before we wrap this thing up, because I know we're coming up here on it, I just want to get your take now, having been 7 weeks in, on the point system. I feel like before the kids were born, you were trying to bank points. There was
Yeah.
a concerted effort to bank points.
Mm-hmm.
How did those points translate?
So
What was the exchange rate of pre-baby pregnant wife points to post-baby points?
So the points that I was gaining pre-pregnancy was like Monopoly money,
No transfer.
So this is like
not real currency.
So you had
great to have in the game.
You had
not
some.
real
You had
currency.
pesos.
Not
and
even
you
pesos.
converted it. Not even pesos.
Not even pesos.
You had
I had,
rocks.
I had rocks,
You
and
had
I was
rocks.
trying to sell them for points, and it did not work.
Got it.
And I still can't earn points.
So those points all
I can
were
only-
immediately wiped away.
Correct.
And
And there's no way for me to earn points per se.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do is burn points.
So you're
And you-
negative points.
So
after
how
tonight.
are you on right now? What's your point balance right now? What do you think?
After coming here tonight,
You just used
I used 20,000 points tonight to
Right.
come here.
Yeah.
And I can't. Like I said, I'll never break even.
So this is not. Do you think that she's going to hold on to this day forever?
Not that she's going to hold on to this day, but I'll never be able to do anything
He has
ever again.
he has a points. He has a points credit card, and the interest rates right now are through the roof.
So you have
I have
no
a
ability.
maxed out points
So
credit
there's
card.
there's no
collecting
you know,
interest that I cannot pay off.
I'll give you a foot massage. I'll make you breakfast. I'll order you IHOP. Nothing. There's no amount. There's nothing that's earning
Nothing
you points
I-
right
no.
now.
Yeah,
No.
but you're in
No.
you're in sales. Like haven't you sold her? Haven't you convinced her that this podcast is going to put those two girls through college?
Right.
I tried.
Yeah.
And she said, "Shut your fucking mouth and change the diaper."
Yeah, no, I get that. But like, so listen, so you just let her know, like, hey, one day, like Abs and Trey and Cardwell, they're gonna be like Mr. Beast, big money.
I think
because of this podcast, and
I
if
think
you're not
once,
here,
like I said, I think once they can control their own neck and we can do we can function a little better,
Yeah.
it'll be easier to come over here because Emily will be able to physically take care of both.
So
of
you're
them
in a
at one
point
time.
freeze right now.
Correct. I'm in a points hold in a massive deficit.
Is Emily cashing in points that she has from the birthing?
Yes.
So she's got points. She made
cashing them? What
It's,
is she
it's
using
like
her points
signing
on?
up for a new credit card. You get like a big point when she gives birth. She gets a big points.
Yeah.
and all
Yeah,
your
yeah.
points are gone.
Correct. I'm in a point freeze. I cannot gain points. I am only losing points, and my points are accruing interest that I don't have the points to pay off.
She could
And how
fly.
many
She
more-
could fly transatlantic.
And like,
with her
how many
points
more
right now.
points does she have right now? Like, how many points does she have? How many more?
She gave birth to the two greatest things in my life. So like, she has a mass number of
And apparently
points.
almost died.
And almost died doing it,
Right.
and had to deal with high blood pressure, probably from me.
So she goes. So she says, "I'm going out of town for the weekend to do a girls' trip." You go. You have enough points for that?
I'd say your parents coming over.
Right.
Does she have enough points to go on a 3-day cruise with her friends?
Yeah, she could take a cruise.
She has
all year.
She has a
Wow.
3-day
She could-
cruise amount of points.
With no internet package.
Wow, no internet.
No,
package.
she
No,
did.
no. Now we're out.
Yeah,
You better get the fucking internet.
yeah. Get the internet package.
You buy that $15 motherfucking dollar.
It was not
package.
$15. It was like $90 for the whole weekend. It was fucking expensive.
Wow.
But yeah, so like,
pretty good.
I'm in a point deficit. I think for the next foreseeable future,
Man, that's crazy.
and even the unforeseeable future, I'm in a deficit.
Forever. For eternity. For all
Robo is
eternity.
Robo is in a points recession right now.
Yeah.
But go. I know that going into it.
You
So, like,
didn't
I
know that.
No. Now I know.
No,
I know moving forward.
I think
can't.
I think the main piece
gain
of
points.
advice here, if there's one piece of advice that we can give to kind of put a capper on this episode,
Yeah.
is do not try to earn points before the birth, because they're null and void after the birth. Just fuck around up until the birth.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
declare.
You
and
this,
then,
this
Yeah.
third trimester, you think you're earning points? You're not earning shit.
Right. All your points.
Yeah.
All your points are gone on
so
that
so
day.
moral of the day.
Go get drunk. Go party.
Yeah.
Go do whatever. There's no kid at home. It's just a pregnant wife. You can't help her anyway.
I know.
Yeah,
and she's-
nothing
and
you
she-
can do.
And she can't drink, so you got a DD for the next
Yeah.
3 months.
So
Bro. Live it up.
Lesson of the day is live it up in the third trimester, and then declare points bankruptcy at the day of birth.
Bingo. Do not expect to carry points into toddlerville.
Correct.
There you go.
And if you have twins, do not expect to even earn a single fucking point for a while.
And IHOP delivers at 1
And
a.m.
IHOP delivers 1 a.m.
Get rid of Uber Eats.
and delete your Uber Eats because
delete Uber Eats.
you will be on bacon temptation.
It's very tempting to order it tonight now too.
Robo's living a very different temptation
Yeah,
island.
I could.
I gotta
I'll
be
say-
honest here.
Right, the
It's
game.
9 o'clock. I got a lot of game to watch.
Right, there's a lot of football to watch tonight. I could go for some flapjacks. I don't know, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
How many
I'm not
points?
gonna
Real
lie.
quick, right before we're done. How many points would you get if you hit a 14-team parlay?
How much does it pay out?
I mean,
What if you hit that plus 1.5 million parlay that I'm on right now?
I'd hire a night nurse, so like I'd have infinite points because I would do whatever I wanted.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I will say this. You're at a great time, and then we can wrap it up. But you're at a great time. You gave birth at the right time, or Strat gave birth at the right time. Because at least when you're up at 1 a.m., it's a good sports time, right? There's football. There's other sports on right now.
ping pong.
And sports gambling is back, right? When Kennedy was born, it was the week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there were literally
period.
no sports on.
And
It was
no
like
sports book.
all I had was like spring training was almost here, like, and it was like, and no gambling on sports. I was like, so I'm just up at like 1 a.m. watching nothing, watching The Office. It's like, how many times can you watch The Office?
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. There is a lot of sports on that's kind of keeping me like while I'm up late at night doing feedings and things like that. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll throw on a Lakers game and throw in a little 6-leg
I'll throw a
parlay.
bu- I'll throw.
You're using all of your SoFi points to gamble on sports.
No, I've actually made money on sports gambling so far.
It's not gambling.
Because
It's gonna lose.
now I'm just like zoned in on
Oh,
everything
you
that's
know,
happening in the sports world.
Yeah, you've been watching so much. You know more than
I don't
than
know
Vegas.
anything about basketball, and that's where I seem to win all my money.
That makes sense.
There you have it. Gamble on sports you don't know.
Gamble on sports you don't know. Ping
And
pong.
don't take care of your third trimester pregnant wife.
All right. Well, Robo, it was great to have you back. We'll see you in like 2 months probably. I don't know.
Give or
something
take.
like that. Give or take.
You'll be
but yeah.
back as soon as Cardwell's gone.
Exactly.
Someone needs to learn how to run the iPad.
Yeah,
'Cause-
somebody
yeah,
needs to learn this.
That's gonna be fun for you guys. But yeah, that's it. Moral of the story: don't bank points. Go into bankruptcy. That's it. All right. Good. Good. Great.
Let's
Grand.
roll.
Wonderful. All right. See you later.